Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to have a deeper understanding on the short story After the Hanging by O.V. Vijayan. Before going to the story, let's look at a short bio of the author. O.V. Vijayan or Ottupulakkal Velukkutti Vijayan is an Indian author and cartoonist. His first short story, Tell Father Gonsalves, was published in 1953. His first novel is the famous Kasakinte Idihasam, which was translated as The Legends of Kasak. His other novels include Dharmapuranam or The Saga of Dharmapuri, Gurusagaram or The Infinity of Grace, Pravachakante Vazhi or The Path of the Prophet, Talamuragal or Generations. He is also the author of several short stories. His short story collections include Three Wars, After the Hanging and Other Stories, The Wart, The Fetus, The Airport, The Little Ones. O.V. Vijayan received a number of awards. The most notable awards are mentioned in this video. He received Odakural Award in 1970, Sahitya Academy Award and Kerala Sahitya Academy Award in 1990, Vailar Award in 1991, Muttathurki Award in 1992, Eduthajan Award and Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship in 2001, Padma Bhushan in 2003 and Madhubhumi Literary Award in 2004. Now let's come back to the story. After the Hanging is the translation of the famous Malayalam story Kadal Teerathu, which was originally published in 1988. It was translated to English by O.V. Vijayan himself and it appeared in the collection After the Hanging and Other Stories, which was published in 1989. It was written during the emergency period. The story revolves around Vellaiyappan's journey from his village to Kannur, where his son Kandunni is imprisoned. Vellaiyappan undertakes his journey alone, carrying a bundle of rice prepared by his wife for the journey. Along the way, he encounters familiar faces from his village, each interaction laden with unspoken emotions of grief, support, and understanding. As Vellaiyappan nears the railway station, memories come to his mind. He reflects on his past, particularly his relationship with his son. The journey is emotionally and physically exhausting. When he reached Kannur, he faces very strange things. The indifference of the guards is one among the things. And Vellaiyappan meets Kandunni in the prison, and that scene is very heart-wrenching. On the next day, Kandunni is executed, and Vellaiyappan does not have the money to arrange for son's funeral. He accompanies the scavengers to the burial site. The story concludes when Vellaiyappan scatters the rice on the seashore as an offering for his son. The story is about two journeys. The first is the journey from his village to Kannur. Second one is accompanying his son's dead body. The journey from his village to Kannur begins with a morning sound. The villagers were so close to Vellai. He was loved by all. There is a sentence in the story that shows how the villagers join the sorrow of Vellaiyappan. Had they the money, each one of them would have accompanied him on the journey. The depth of the sorrow of Vellaiyappan is described by the nature. Long ridge across the paddies, the long path shows the long suffering. And the wind, ever so familiar, was strange this day. The wind was strange this day. That is, his subconscious is working. He thinks that the wind is strange because he is sad inside. Then black palms. Black is often the color of death. And it is also associated with spirits in the folklore of Kerala. So these are the symbols from nature the writer used to show the sorrow of Vellaiyappan. In addition to this, he can hear the gods of his clan and departed elders talking to him through the wind-blown fronts. Then we can see the bundle of rice prepared by mother. The mother cries. Her tears must have soaked into the sour curd. The mother has prepared a bundle of rice for Vellai, but Vellai is securing it throughout the story. Another image that appears in the story is silence. Words hidden in silence. On the way to Kannur, he meets two characters from the villages, Kuttihasan and Neeli. They just call out each other's name, but they won't speak. Beyond these words, there are hidden conversations, and these hidden conversations are presented in the story. Words hidden in silence appear several times in the story. On his journey to the railway station, he has to cross a river. As he passes the river, his memories come back. He remembers two things. One is a memory of bathing his father's dead body and how he taught his son to swim in the river. The next one is a near future. Just like he bathed his father's dead body, he will have to bathe his son's dead body. It is a near future. The river is full of memories. These memories intensifies his sorrow. In the railway station, a stranger talks to him. The stranger's converse, inane and rasping, turns round Velayappan like a hangman's noose. The world is strange to him. Outside his village, everyone is a stranger to him. We can also see him trying to board the train. He doesn't know how to. He enters the first class and people there guide him to the general compartment. His strangeness and sadness make him think, I shall stand. I don't need to sleep. This night my son sits awake. On the daybreak, he reaches the city. The city is the opposite of village. When he asked about way to jail, someone laughed and they say here is an old man asking his way to the jail at daybreak. Someone laughed again and asked him to steal. So the people in the town are harassing. We can see two opposites in the story. The contrast between village and town. In the village, everyone was standing with him. The people stood with the pathetic. But in the town, we can see that the people are harassing him. He finds the way and he reaches the jail. When he reached the jail, the policeman's behavior is irritable and harsh. Who told you to come so early? The guard asked, his voice irritable and harsh. How the police behave to common man is seen in this instance. But when they check his details, they understand that his son is to be hanged the next day. Tomorrow is it? The guard asked, almost consoling. The tone changes from harsh and irritable to consoling. That consoling is momentary. It is a sympathy that lasted for a moment. Then he enters a jail and meets his son. We can see the son looking at his father like a stranger. It shows how jail changes a man. And in their conversation, the father asks, Son, did you kill? The son replies, I have no memory. While examining the story, we can find out that the crime Kannur committed is not revealed. Kannur might be innocent. Also, we can remember that the villagers were so close to him, he was loved by all. If he was a criminal, who would love him? Velai and his family belong to the lower strata of the society. The government might have arrested Kannur for no crime. We have learned about RSA or repressive state apparatus. It is a hegemonical social system that is working. The power is used to suppress the freedom of people. And remember, the story was written during the emergency period and writer must be referring to the plight of the poor then. Velai waited outside the jail. In the morning, it was 5 o'clock and he hears the sound of bugles. And he didn't know this was associated with death. But he could remember the guard saying it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Since he was a peasant, he could identify the time and understand it was the death siren. Then he accompanies his son's dead body. He doesn't have the money to bury his son or conduct a funeral ceremony. He accompanies the scavengers to the burial site. Then he moves to the sea. The sea is the disturbed mind of Velai. It also shows the vastness and depth of love between father and son. Velayappan wandered in the gathering heat and eventually came to the seashore. As he scatters the bundle of rice in the seashore, crows descend. So here the bundle of rice is transformed. In the funeral service of Hindus, the crows represent the dead and they received offering. Crows descended on the rice like incarnate souls of the dead come to receive the offering. The bundle of rice transforms to an offering for the dead. Nature is symbolically represented in several parts of the story. The sunset indicates death. It is seen twice in the story. Long path, as discussed earlier, is the length of his sorrow. The black palm and crows indicate death and spirits. Now it's time to read more. Memories of a Father, a translation of Orachante Ormakuruppugal by TV Eechana Warrior, is about his missing son Rajan, who was arrested by the police accusing Maoist connection during emergency period in 1976. This book is closely connected with the short story After the Hanging. Thank you for watching.